Hey everybody, this is Brian here. I'm awake. Are you? If you're not, get a good cup of coffee, maybe a black coffee with some sugar, but get that coffee in you and get going because it's another day the Lord has made and we rejoice and be glad in it. We are alive. We're vertical today. If you're vertical today, then God has a reason for you to be vertical. And for all of us, we're not here just to take up space. We're here to do His will and His will only. And so today we're going to get right into it. I want to do a video about our digital system of banking that's coming soon to a neighborhood near you. What I've read and what I've heard on the news and watched, and it's mainstream, this is not a conspiracy, that the digital banking system in America is going to start this summer, and it might already have started, and it's going to be where the banks first, not as far as I know, not the credit unions. I could be wrong, but the banks first, like Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, those banks, that they're going to go all digital. What's that mean? That means, and I'm not a financial guy at all. I'm not a tech guy, okay, but I know what I can tell what's going on. I mean, the world system is being set up for the Antichrist, and so that system is going to be digital. And that's why it says every man, woman, and child who doesn't take the mark won't eat, will be persecuted. How can they track all those people? Well, it's here we go. First of all, they're going to track our money. They're doing that right now. They're going to do this digital system. It might be in place already, but it's this summer for sure, that when you spend money, you do a debit card or take money out of your account or transfer money, whatever it is, it goes right into a government. It goes to your bank, but the bank, it's all hooked up together. These banks, it goes right to the government, right to a database. Now, in the old days, you think, okay, so big deal. There's 350 million of us. They can't track us all. They're not going to go after me. I'm a small guy. Well, the thing is, here's the point. They have AI now. And AI, by the way, I've done some research, has been around a lot longer than they've even telling us. It's been around for decades. And now they're just bringing it out and perfected it. That's another whole podcast. But AI's out there. And what's so great about AI? Well, first of all, they don't have to have human beings tracking your account. AI will do it. Let's say like this podcast. There's coming a time, which is going to be here, I say within the next couple of years at the longest, that I'll do a podcast and I'll say something that offend somebody, which happens every day. We offend each other every day. But it's called freedom of speech, First Amendment. And so what's going to happen is you say something, I say something on my podcast, AI picks that key word up and notifies a human. Or AI itself shuts my podcast down. Because I mentioned a country by name, or I mentioned a person's name, or I put information out there that is real and true, but they want to block it. And this is happening now. Obviously on YouTube, this is happening now. And by the way, just a little footnote, now that I think about it, I did get one strike from YouTube a few weeks ago. And I was for mentioning, I think, a certain country in the East by name. And next thing I know, I'm blocked for a week. And I'm just a little guy on the internet, okay? You guys know how many, you can see what I am. And so they blocked me. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding. So if I ever get blocked or get taken off here and you can't find me, I'm on Rumble now. And I've been on Rumble for a while. And then it's a long story, but I'm on Rumble. And my Rumble name is Last Days 7777. Last Days 7777, and I'm on Rumble. So now back to this. So the digital thing going on is it's control. It's all about control. They don't want people to be free. They want us to be controlled. And this digital banking system is a control tool. And right now they're going to say, oh, there'll be no more identity theft. Nobody will be able to break into your account. It's all because the government's got it. They're taking care of you, aren't you? Don't you feel a lot better now that the government's control? It's ridiculous. It's just crazy. This stuff. Oh my gosh. I never thought I would. I never thought I would see it this bad, you know, and it's going to get a lot worse if the Lord doesn't come back. So here we go. So the digital system is set up to control and monitor every transaction that you do, everything down to the last penny. And if they don't like what you're saying, or you go to a teacher's conference or a, PTA meeting or a school board meeting, like you've seen on television, and you speak up for your child against the wokeness and all this unbelievable sin that's going on. Next thing you know, you can't buy or sell. Next thing your account's blocked. Next thing you're getting audited. The next thing you know, you have no money in your account. And it is a control thing, and it's here, folks. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's here. Let me read a couple of things for you. Here we go. Everything for the one world government. Okay, when you set up a business, you have to have your books, you have to have money in the bank, you have to have employees, you have to have the equipment before you even start, right? You get it all together, you get your brick and mortar building together, and you remodel it, and it's your dream and all this, right? And you hire your employees, all that. The one world order, look at them like a business, because they are. They have everything. They have everything they need. They have everything. And now they're trying to push it. Their goal is by 2030 to be running the one world order. They say it. The UN just came out. They're meeting this fall during Rosh Hashanah, right after Rosh Hashanah, which is very interesting. They have a 7-year plan. 7-year plan, folks. 7 years plan to bring this about. Why didn't they say 8 or 5 or 6 or 4? It's 7. Now, this isn't the 7-year plan of the peace plan, of the covenant, but it could change. It could change. Sorry, I'm going on off the trail here because so much is going on. So, but back to the digital banking, and let's see here. I'm on my iPad. I keep saying tablet. Okay, here we go. UK cashless society, a step closer, as more than 23 million people abandon coins. More than 23 million people in the UK used virtual no cash last year, while notes and coins will account for just 6% of payments within a decade. I think it's faster than that. And then we're there. We're there. Here's another one. Retail apocalypse forces Walgreens to axe 150 stores by next summer. Walgreens is set to shutter 150 stores after slashing earnings for forecast due to lessening demands for COVID-19 tests. And then there's another one. Target. This is another article. And when I'm done with this, I'll tell you where I get my information. And I might have told you already, but I'll tell you again. Target is spending $5 billion on making 3 big changes to prevent store closures. And in those 3 big changes is they said they've been hurt financially by online shopping, the protests by people not going to the stores because of the wokeness and all the things they've set up in there that are just wicked, and by what was it? So it was protest, and I can't remember the third one. Oh, and theft, people stealing from them. You've seen the pictures of people just going in and grabbing stuff. Here in LA County, if it's not more than $1,000, they just arrest you and let you go that day. You don't even get a ticket. You don't get nothing. They just let you go. So they make sure they grab at least no more than $900 worth of stuff. Isn't that crazy? It's like, and you don't expect people to steal and you don't have to go to jail. Wow. I guess crime does pay. So, but they're saying it's online is hurting them, shopping. Well, they've had online shopping for a long time. Here's a story about Target. They turned their back on God. There's a lot of unsaved companies out there, and God has blessed them with money and with all this power to help humanity, with the Walmarts. And I know you may not like them, but they've been used greatly in our society to make our society a lot easier to live. But when they go over the line and they take a side of Satan and they're going to promote transgenderism, castration of our children, and make clothes for it, there's a line. you stepped over it in God's eyes. And hopefully, and all the believers listening and watching me, you will agree with me, because that's just, you know, I always thought that we would see some crazy things, but if the Lord doesn't come back pretty soon, he's going to have to apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah, because we're there. I think we're past them. And of course, I'm not asking to apologize. I'm just saying this is how bad it is. This is how bad it is. It's so bad. So, and the other thing that's hurting Target is the thefts, and then the protests and the boycott by conservative people, non-believers and believers alike. They're not admitting to that, but they're going to hire guards now with that money, you know, and they're going to do this, that, and the other thing. You know, I want to say to Target, you want to get back and start making some money, quit pushing this garbage on us. Quit doing that. You would turn around overnight. But they're not going to listen to me, obviously. So you've got these three things going on. Now, what's going on behind the scenes right now, and I've just started noticing this, and Mike from around the world, which I've spoke about before, mentioned this, that this new digital system has to be, these businesses and banks, all businesses, all banks, all around the world have to conform to the system. They have no choice. And they've already started revamping and remodeling their businesses for the new digital system. We have a Starbucks in the area here that just got remodeled in a store. They have them in the stores. I'm not going to mention the store. I've never seen a Starbucks like this. It looks weird. I can't explain it, but just, it doesn't look like it needs a lot of people to run it. They're doing another remodel on an actual Starbucks store near where I live. Same thing. And Mike from around the world said that these businesses eventually are going to be run by AI. And what's coming, imagine a Target or a Walmart or a Costco, or only 2 people need to run the whole store. You don't even have to go into the store. It's all AI, all automated. That's what's coming. That's why they're going to be able to control they're going to be able to control what we buy or sell. It's going to be all automated, all monitored by AI. You know, I'm going to end with this. Actually, I'm going to read a passage first, and then I'm going to end with a comment. Revelation 13, starting at 16. Also, this is where the beast and the false prophet, and the false prophet gives power to the image of the beast so it can speak, and people worship the beast. And so it says, and so verse 16, you guys know this verse, you know this. Also it causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark. That is the name of the beast, or the number of his name. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. I got goosebumps. You know why I got goosebumps? Because this is here right now. If you were alive 100 years ago, you'd read that and you go, what? Okay, what? We know what this is. It's here, folks. It's here. And I was thinking about this today, you know, if Trump gets back into office here in the U.S., or DeSantis, or a conservative, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm going to be a Debbie Downer. I don't think things are going to get better, even if Trump gets in there. But I tell you the truth, I don't think Trump's going to get in there. I don't think we have time. I don't think there's enough time. And we don't need a conservative president. I think this country and this world is beyond a human being fixing it. What we need is a Messiah. We need Jesus Christ. We need a Yeshua HaMashiach. That's who we need. He's the only one that can fix it now. Nobody, no man or woman can fix what's going on. I would like Trump in there or somebody like him. I don't think it's going to happen. It's all fixed anyway. We need to get back to regular ballots. We need to get back to the old school. Remember the old bubble? Remember the hanging Chad? You guys remember that? In Florida? We need to go back to those things. We need to go back. But you know what? We're not going back. I see the writing on the wall, folks. The writing on the wall is that Jesus is about to return. He's about to come back. A real quick note, the writing on the wall, you know where that phrase came from? It came from the book of Daniel. The hand writing on the wall. Look it up. I just popped in my head. That's where that came from. It's the writing on the wall. And in the book of Daniel. So, but back to this. We are so close to the rapture. Unbelievable. I mean, do you know what we're talking about here? We're talking about a super being called God. Not a human being, a super being that is so powerful, he can take something there's not there and make something there. He can take from nothing and make something. Everything we do on the earth, everything with all our technology, we have to do with what's already here, even down to the atom. He goes and makes something out of nothing. That person who made something out of nothing made you and made me. He made us. He formed us inside our mother's womb. And before there's a woman and childbirth, he made us from the dust of the ground. He made Adam. How do you take dust, dirt, and make a human being? Ugh. Think about this stuff. That person that did that person that made everything that we see here in America, the Grand Canyon, Yosemite, the mountains, the Alps, the Pacific, the Atlantic, the oceans, the great sea creatures, all of that is made from one person. That one person is going to say to his son, it's time. He's going to say, get on your white horses. They're going to mount their white horses in heaven. The Lord's going to get on his white horse, Revelation 19. The believers that are already there, our family and friends and the Old Testament saints that are already there, are going to mount their white horses with them, with the angels, and they're going to come out of heaven, the dimension of heaven, which is real as this car, and going to come out of heaven down into the earth, into the sky. The rapture is about to happen. I had a dream. I was going to share this. A vision, actually. It was yesterday. And this vision was, trying to think now. I was out doing something. I was out doing errands. And all of a sudden, I felt myself kind of like in a trance, just like zoned out. Women, you know what you mean when you see your man zoned out. He's watching TV. Well, I was zoned out, but I wasn't watching TV. And I saw this vision, this picture in my mind of we all got raptured. I was somewhere and I heard the trumpet and I heard the voice of God, and it shook the ground. All of a sudden I'm flying up, and as I'm going up, my body completely changed. And now I'm white, like a bright white light, but I have a body. And I'm going up into the sky, and as I get higher and higher, I look to my left and I look to my right. Millions and millions and millions of believers look just like me, bright white, bright as the sun, stretched across the sky. We're all about the same altitude, and we're all going up together, and we go up above the earth. We leave the earth, and then all of a sudden, just in a moment, we're entering outer space, and now we're past outer space in just a moment. And I see this huge city with a huge wall around it, and we're getting closer and closer. And in this group of people goes for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles in every direction, left to right. And we see this wall, and all of us at the same time gasp, going like that. And the Lord is leading us, and he says, welcome home. And I was like, wow, holy smoke. That is about to happen. Will it happen just like that? I don't know, but I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. So folks, I'm rambling on now. You have a great day. Man, the Lord's about to return. Whatever Satan throws at you, remind him who you are. Remind him that his time is short. Soon, Satan will be crushed under your seat. Romans 16. This is Brian out. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.